Okay guys, this is the pond. So I'm draining it a little bit and pulling all the fish out because Colorado is having a really early snow, which is great. But this is just kind of a tank or bucket full of water that you can see kind of the color of it. And I already pulled out all the plants, but so I'll try and show that here in a little bit later. But let's see what kind of fish. I did see baby Endlers in here at one point, so hoping. Yeah, so there's some of the adults that I'd had, and they looked really good. There's some babies, you can see some of the littler ones in there. So I'm gonna put them in this bucket and then get them acclimated back to warmer water, because even this morning it's a little cold in here. So there's some more. There's a big fat female right there, but they look good. They looked really good. They certainly were breeding in here, and not sure if you can see see if I can catch one of these males, but yeah, they're kind of a little, I don't want to be too mean to them, but yeah, there we go. See, he's got, you can see it, he has pretty good color. So I mean, they're still just Endlers, but they looked well. They're eating well. I fed this pond, well, once every 2-3 days with just some flake food, just to help keep them from eating the babies, because I thought I noticed that there weren't a lot of babies in there. There's still not tons that you can see in this frame, but yeah, glad to see that there are some. So bring them in and call it a summer. So all right, thanks. So there's a lot of glare because I'm too lazy to set up the lights properly, but this is where I have my existing kind of Endlers, and that's where you can see one of the nice males that I have in here and some of the females, and there's a bunch of babies in there. But I'm just drip acclimating these guys back. So should be good. All in all, there was 9 adults, which I think I all put in there, and 3 babies so far. But I did have some issues, and I found one shrimp, so I think the shrimp might have got cooked a little bit. But I did find some issues. You can see a lot of dirt, and what happened there was I used this pot, and this is where my plants were that I forgot to film. And these pots, they worked well, except this one, I put dirt in here, and the dirt just fell right out. This one, I actually plugged up the hole on the bottom so it wouldn't drain. But yeah, so that's an issue. So I transplanted them into this jar when I brought them inside, but this created a whole mess in the pond, so there might be a lot more babies in there that I just can't see. But regardless, these plants are huge. They took off and they did really well in the sunlight, and this one's not giving it justice because it's pushed down a lot. But when I put them in, these plants were only about that height. So this is a 37 tall, so it's a pretty big tank, tall tank anyways. But yeah, so the I think it's Rotala indica did well, and Java moss, there's a bunch of Java moss stuffed in there, so I had a good moss kind of, I don't know if you call it carpet, but moss ball for the fry to hide in, and it took a little bit for that moss to get thick enough, so I think that's part of why I didn't get quite as many babies as I would have hoped. And I know I showed a video earlier where I had a freeze and I lost a bunch of these guys, so that also hurt me a lot. Just wasn't a great kind of season for an outdoor pond for me, because mine was just so small and didn't have a heater running in it. But no big deal, it was fun. I still got a bunch of fish out of it, and I put, most of these guys were really small when I put them in and just let them grow out. So the males in here have really good color, and I'll try and show another video here in a bit when I put them in maybe a side container so you guys can see a little bit better. So thanks.